My name is Steve Brown. My wife and I are from just north of Atlanta, Georgia, about 25 miles in Ackworth, and I am 61 years old. So about 7 years ago, I was involved in a motorcycle accident and busted myself up pretty good and hadn't ridden a bike since then for probably 7 years. So about a year ago, I got the Delta electric bike for myself and did a lot of research on that to decide which kind of bike I wanted to get, and just loved all the information I could find to read up about the bike. And I thought, you know, this will be great because it will let me work as much as I want to because it's electric, but I can turn it off if I don't want to, but if I need help getting up a hill or a mountain, or I want to go a little faster to feel the breeze in my hair, I can do that. I honestly didn't know anything at all about electric bikes when I started off, but I started doing some research about what kind of bike I wanted to get, and I think I stumbled across a video of electric bikes, and then I started researching and I found EVELO. And when I found this particular bike, I thought, you know, this is the one for me. So I did a lot of reading and everything like that, but until then I did not know anything about electric bikes. There's so many features about the Delta that I love. It's crazy. Number one, it's a mountain bike, so it's got the bigger tires. I can go over curbs. I can go on the trails around here because there's a lot of trails. I don't have to worry about popping a tire, doing rough riding. I can just have fun. But the other thing that's really amazing about the bike is it actually has a throttle on it, so you can start off as smooth as you want. If you're at a stop on a hill, you don't have to worry about trying to get going pedaling. You can use that feature to get you started. Before the accident, I rode a fair amount. Most of it was probably trail riding. We would go to the Silver Comet Trail and ride a good bit in groups. We would also, when we would go on vacation, we would take the bikes with us and ride. So I did a fair amount of riding on the bikes before the accident, but then that 7-year period of time, no riding. I call it the CVT. I think it's called the New Vinci gear system in the back. And that thing's awesome because it's so smooth. You don't have to worry about clicking gears. It's just right where you put it. You've got a visual display to show you where it's at. So it's so smooth changing gears, and it gives you as much power as you want or as little power as you want, and the range on the thing is just absolutely incredible. They do a Georgia Century ride here where they actually close Georgia 400 down, which is a major expressway for people that know the area. But there were about 2,000 bikes that were involved in that ride, and you get to choose from a 9-mile ride, a 22-mile ride, a 45-mile ride, a 62-mile ride, or 100-mile ride. And I did the 62-mile ride on the Delta and still had battery juice left over because I did a lot of the work myself because I wanted a really good workout. But the bike is incredible. Riding around the neighborhood is fun, but because there's, you know, more cars around here, I tend to shy away from that. But there's a lot of trails around here. So there's a noonday trail that we go to, and we'll take the truck, put the bikes on the bike rack, and go over there and ride. My wife and I, she actually has one of your Luna bikes and loves that, and so we have ridden to breakfast before and come back, and that's just a lot of fun because it's a very casual morning. The weather's just wonderful when we choose to do that. You go out and have a great time and get some exercise at the same time. I went and looked at a couple of the bike shops, but they really did not have a big selection on the electric bikes. So my searching for an electric bike was mainly done online, and I did a lot of research online. I read up a lot of the bike reviews on the different bikes, and I made a good choice because the bike is awesome. I did have a couple calls, and they were very helpful and they answered all my questions. One of my concerns was about getting the bike in a box and having to quote, build the bike. They said it would be very easy to do. I found online the directions for doing that, and I bought 2 of them and put them together here myself. It was very simple, and if you can do almost anything mechanically at all, you can do that. So there's a Free Flight bicycle shop over here that in the past I had bought my bikes that are non-electric from, and they have a group ride that goes out every Saturday morning. We ride about 25 miles, and those guys for the most part are fast. And so having an electric bike allows me to keep up with them, and I get so many questions from them because they're amazed that a mountain bike like the EVELO Delta does such a great job. And so there are several guys now that are talking about, hey man, it would be awesome to get an electric bike and be able to ride like that. But it's just so good because it allows me to keep up with the guys that are really fast, and yet I still get an incredible workout.